students, welcome to your social science class. Previously, we have completed economics, geography and civics 1 chapter there. Now, today we are going to start history chapter 1, that is about the French Revolution. This chapter is too much important for you because when you will be in class 10th, when you will read their first chapter about the nationalism of Europe, that chapter only begins with this topic, so that now definitely you should clear your all concept, and if your concept is clear now, that time you will not face any problem. You no need to learn again. Now first one, you have to learn the main points. What are the main points you have to focus? You know that history means too much lengthy chapters are there and so many pages, so that it only be difficult for you, but it's not difficult if you focus. What are the main topics you have to remember? First one, circumstances of French Revolution, means in what kind of situation their people revolt against the government, against the monarchy. That time France was ruled by the king. Next one, French society during late 18th century. What about the condition, situation of people living there? What about their political, economic and social condition during that late 18th century? You will see that about their situation. Next one, social setup, how people they were living in the society, how they were divided into different groups. Next one, the struggle to survive, how those means that people, those belong from the poor category, how they faced problem for fulfill their basic needs, how they survive for food, shelter. Fine. Next one, growing middle class demanding end to privileges. You know that middle class, they mainly be involved, they only change all kind of system in the society, so that there is a great role of middle class for change the society, how they demanded and they end all kind of privileges mainly availed, mainly accessed by the people those belong from rich category, noble category. Next one, the outbreak of the revolution, means how the people they revolt on that day, how they totally removed monarchical government there. Next one, how they transformed France into constitutional monarchy, means first of all France was under rule of king and king only be made all kind of rules there, but afterwards how the French people they mainly make constitutional monarchy, means that time also king ruled the country but according to the written rules. Previously no written rules were there. Next one, France abolishes monarchy and becomes a republic. Finally, first of all they adopted constitutional monarchy, but finally they totally be abolished monarchy and they converted France into a republican country. Next one, a directory rules France, means what kind of rules made by the people for ruling the country. Next one, what about the situation of women before and after revolution? Whenever you will compare, this also be the most important part of the chapter, that what about the condition of women before and after revolution. And next one, abolition of slavery, means how they totally be removed slavery system from France. And the revolution and everyday life. What is the meaning of that revolution and the everyday life? Means how revolution affected the life of the people living in the world. Like you know that we are also be enjoying 3 rights, that equality, fraternity and the liberty. These 3 ideals only we adopted from France. Fine. Next one, rise and fall of Napoleon. Napoleon was a powerful person. We have to learn about his rise and fall down. Fine. Next one, legacy of French Revolution. What is the impact or result of the French Revolution? These are the main topics you have to learn, remember in this chapter, and you have to focus on it. Next one, we are going your first topic. Just now I told you, first you have to give focus on that. Circumstances of French society means what kind of situation was there in France before revolution, what about their political, social and economic condition, what kind of privileges were there. Fine. Now whenever you will start that, first you have to focus French society during late 18th century. What about the condition, situation, what about the division of the people living there. That time actually France was under the monarchy of Bourbon family with Louis XVI as king. Means that time France was ruled by the king. And who was the king ruling there? That the Louis XVI, he belonged from Bourbon family. You know, family wise kingdom is there, means generation hereditary wise mainly kings are ruling the country. Like in our country also Gupta dynasty, then Mauryan dynasty, they only ruled according to their generation, according to their hierarchy only. In that way, in France also, that country was ruling by Bourbon family, and that time, at the time of revolution, who was the king in that place? That is the Louis XVI was the king of that place. Next one, what kind of situation was there? Acute shortage of finance due to prolonged wars and extravagant court. Means that time a lot of expenditure mainly did by the Louis XVI, and for that treasury was totally be emptied, and the financial condition also be worst that time, and that time king also be engaged in so many wars. Fine. That's why, though economic condition was not too good, that's why what happened, their people living in that place, they faced lot of economic shortage there. Next one, France under heavy debt. When king unable to run his country, that time he took loan from another countries. From actually he took loan from Germany, and for that reason he under heavy debt. Debt means land. Fine. Next one, king forced increased taxes. Whenever economic condition be worst for any country, that time from where king be able to collect money? That time definitely king forced to the common people for paying taxes. So that kind of situation was there. King forced people to increase taxes, and for that people faced a burden of taxes on them. Next one, society based on estates of feudal system. Society based on estates means that society was divided into 3 states, first, second and third. And first and second category people, estates people, they only enjoyed all kind of privileges there. And of feudal system. What is the meaning of the feudal system? Means in India like zamindari system, that time king he distributed, because he distributed all land among few persons. They are known as the feudal lords, because it's too much impossible. It was impossible for the king to collect all kind of taxes from whole people. That's why he decided to distribute his area, his land among few persons. Those were known as the feudal lords. They only be collected taxes from the common people, and afterwards they only be deposited that amount of tax to the king. Fine.